So, good morning, everyone. I'm Jaron from Avetica, and this is Nicola from House of European History. So, together we did a project where we bring European history to life in a really nice graphical way. We want to present you how we did it, why we did it, and the vision behind it. So, Nicola.
Hi, so I'm Nicola White. I'm a learning experience designer working with the House of European History. So I'm sure you're asking, what is the House of European History? It is a museum, a free museum, which is in the heart of Brussels. It's in a beautiful park right next to the European Parliament. It opened in 2017 and is funded by the European Parliament, but it's completely independent. It's designed as a space dedicated to understanding Europe's shared past and its diverse memories. It has permanent and temporary exhibitions which explore the key events, movements, and ideas that have shaped Europe across time. It's not only about history, it's about encouraging visitors to reflect on the questions of identity, unity, and what the future of Europe might look like. By combining perspectives from across the continent, the museum offers a truly European narrative and invites its visitors to think critically about the role we all play within Europe, about its ongoing story. The museum also offers a virtual tour, online virtual tour, which is offered through its website, and an online collection. Next slide.
I work for Avetica, the Dutch premium partner. We host Moodle for more than 300 sites. We started in 2003, so we've been there for a while, not been a partner all this time. And we do also consultancy support and custom development. So when this project came by, I was really eager to do this. I think the EU really is a good project. We open the borders and it makes it easier for people to connect. And for me, that's a really important thing, why I wanted to start this project. So I'm happy to be here, happy to start this project.
So the House of European History really has a broad audience. It hopes to invite visitors such as families and young people through very interactive activities. It welcomes international visitors who may be curious about Europe and Europe's story. It's a space for policymakers and academic researchers as well to look at the various online collection items that are and exhibitions that are carried on at the museum. But its main focus is really on the educational aspect, so reaching students and teachers within Europe. Okay, so based on that fact, the House of European History, I'm going to call it HEH from now on, because it's a mouthful. HEH wanted to explore reaching more students and teachers across Europe with the idea of creating a digital toolbox which would provide educational resources that teachers could access. So based on that, they reached out to more than 1,000 teachers across Europe through various workshops and surveys to ask them what it was they would need as educational resources from HEH. Previous one. So from the feedback gained from the teachers, they realised that students lack the essential knowledge of the why, what and how about European history. And teachers didn't have access to age-appropriate or up-to-date content or resources that they could access online. So this was a key starting point for us about where we should go with our digital toolbox. Okay. So based on those initial outcomes, we really wanted the site to be accessible and open, to to make Europe's history available to all, regardless of location or background. We needed to reach teachers and students in the Parisian suburb, for example, as well as those in a rural town in Estonia. We needed it to be inclusive, so all our content, learning content, needed to be available in all 24 European languages, from Maltese to Gaelic to Finnish, etc. We really based all our learning experience on the visible thinking methodology, so time for critical thinking and reflection. And sort of coupled with that to make it engaging and participatory. So rather than passively exploring information, passive consumption of information, to really make it an active exploration. And lastly, to really make it future-oriented, to give the knowledge and skills to students to really think about the challenges ahead for Europe. So our response was historical, and it's a free digital toolbox which is available in 24 languages. It's designed specifically for secondary school teachers of history, civic education, but also languages as well. It's designed for students specifically between ages 13 to 16, and the content needed to be flexible enough so that it could be used in a classroom environment for group work or as homework for individual study. Okay. So as I said, it's a free resource available in 24 languages, and we wanted it to be visually engaging. We started off with 2 modules, 2 courses, one that looked at the EU timeline, so the progression of the EU from after World War II up to present day, and secondly, looking at the EU pioneers, so 9 historical figures. And we worked together with a video animator and came up with the idea of using social media profiles to explore these 9 profiles, so rather like fictional social media. And with that, one last point, we needed to also be very GDPR compliant. EU has very strong GDPR rules, particularly about the sharing of personal information of under 18-year-olds. So to really bring this all to life with all these challenges, we really needed the support of Avetica.
Thank you, Nicola. So from our sales manager, I got this assignment. Like I said previously, I was really eager to go, and I got it. Well, we're going to create something for House of European History. No customization was mentioned yet. And he said everything will be guest accounts because we can't have real accounts. As soon as the consultancy, the trainings with House of European History started, and I'm going to call it HEH as well, it was apparent, we're not going to do this without custom development. The course they wanted to design it as a social media profile. So it's like you're scrolling through Instagram, through the profile of Konrad Adenauer, Jean Monnet, Robert Schuman, like the historical European leaders, posting something, commenting on each other on how they started this EU project. So I mentioned we can do this with custom development, and the idea was let's keep as much as core as possible, use community plugins, and use the custom development to enhance it. The first idea for the social media profile was we can use the community plugin Format Tells, create a fork, adjust it a bit, and create the social media look on that. We use some other plugins like filter codes, mod questionnaire, so we can have the interactivity. With that, I created a functional design, had the images in it, how it looked like, and I thought, we are really going on the way, we have something nice. And then we weren't so happy. One of the issues we faced while doing the project HEH said, yeah, we want to keep track of student progress, and we want teachers to keep track of the student progress, which is kind of hard if you don't have any accounts. So we need to think of something for that. We also had different expectations, how it should work, how it should look like. For example, as Avetica, we're used that the customer comes with a graphical design. We don't do that, we building a theme based on the graphic design. HEH expected us to come with a graphic design. So there was a difference, and it ended in a functional design where both in the end weren't happy with, and we needed to go back to the drawing board. And we came up with some solutions. The first one is a bit of a cliche, more communication, less assumption. But I think it's really important for every project. Keep talking to each other, keep checking, is this what you want, is this what you need? And we changed our functional design by that. Instead of, this is how it's going to look like, this is how it's going to work, we wrote scenarios in it. Scenario 1 is without custom development, so it's just working core Moodle or community plugin. Scenario 2 is a bit of customization, and scenario 3 is full customization up to your needs with the advantages, disadvantages, and costs. And based on that, HCA chose the way they did it, and we came further. We hired a graphical designer that designed the graphic to the needs of HCH, and it also made the look and feel better on the functional design. For the issue of keeping progress of your student, we created a voucher login. That means you get a voucher code, that creates an account for you, logs in, automatically places you in the group of your class, but still no critical data of your persona is being stored in Moodle, so that it is GPDR friendly. And in the end, we built a demo without the custom development, mainly with a lot of HTML and CSS, so teachers could test it and see how it look and feel like. Now, I'm not going to bore you with all the testing details and me going back to the developer, this isn't correct, and Nicola going correct, but who wants to see it in Moodle, how it looks like? So the first screen when you go to Moodle is this, and we deleted some stuff that's normally displayed, so you're logged in as a guest, but we're not having it in the header because it's not saying anything at all. Instead of the language bar behind the menu, we put it rightly in front. Because it's so important, you do this in your language. Then we have the big login button if you have a voucher code, and the instructions for teachers and the way to create a voucher. Now, if you're here as a teacher, the first thing you do is you're going to read your instruction, then you will create a voucher. And that looks like this. You simply will have to say, well, I have 30 people in my class, and I'm going to create 31 vouchers. 30 for the students, 1 for me as a teacher. Now what this does, it creates 31 accounts and adds 2 profile fields. One is a checkbox, whether you're a teacher or not, and one adds a code. And that code makes sure that you're in the proper group in the courses, and it does that through the plugin AutoGroup. And the checkbox teacher makes sure you will get the non-editing teacher in the course, so you can check the results of your student. If you log in, you will fill in your voucher code, which is a number, and you will have to fill in your first name. It's the only personal data we ask, but it's making teacher actually easier to see the reports. Otherwise, you see a lot of random name and you have to guess. Now, let's go to the actual course. So, when you start the course, so you've logged in, fill in your first name, this is what you see. The whole course is embedded in a frame. And we did it so you actually get this mobile experience while going through the social media. If you go see this in mobile view, the frame disappear, and you'll see it normally on your mobile. The course starts with a mod questionnaire, starts what the 3 qualities of a leader. So it immediately starts with the part of critical thinking. You have to do that first. If you answer your question, or 3 questions, click on submit. You'll go to the profile overview page. You see the 9 historical EU leaders, and you can click on any one to start your course. On the left, we have a menu where you can also navigate through another course. Now, for example, let's go to Konrad Adenauer. This is the social media profile, or how it would look like from Konrad Adenauer. Every profile has 9 posts, the historical leader placed. You can see how many followers and like the person has. The cropped image is the course image we displayed like this. And beneath that we have 3 learning activities. You can go through the course in any order you want, but most people start on the top, and then you will see the post. Well, we see an image or a video, then we see how many likes the post has, the static information, we see the description at the post, and we see another profile commenting. So another profile is, of course, within Moodle. And we build a custom navigation to go easy through all the posts the person or the course made. So you don't have to click straight back to the profile, and that makes it easier for the flow to get through. And one of the things we used also as an activity is Mod Database. We use Mod Database for publish your own post. So it looks like you can actually post something. As a student, you can then check, I post this, and as a teacher, you can see, oh, these are the posts my student posted about what you think of this course or what that historical person has said. And once again, it's about this critical thinking. How does it reflect to you? How do these 9 historical leaders reflect to your time? What do they mean to you? How do all the posts work? We used MockPage for that, created an HTML snippet. You click on the snippet, you will just have to place a video or an image. For the number of likes and the comments, we used a filter, which I will show you after this slide how that works. And in HTML, we have the post description. It was quite easy. Well, Nicola had to do it
In 24 languages?
In 24 languages for 9 posts and 9 profiles. So she was a bit tired after that. If you made your mod page, you click on save, you can go to the settings of the posts and likes. You can enter how many likes it has, so it has static information. As a student, you can click on the heart icon, but it won't produce more likes. And you can add another course, in this case, an historical leader that comments in. Now we choose 1 comment per post, but we can add more, and it also figures out communicate with each other. So you really get that social media profile, how that works. Just a moment, yeah. So this is the last slide about how it looks like. So let's go into some other slides in the future. But first that, they're not here, but I want to thank our developers from L-Design Media. They helped me a lot with the discussion and the insights, how we could build it. Yeah. So remember L-Design. Now let's go to the future. One of the things we have in store is visually attractive reports. What the teachers want is to see all the results from the learning activity, in this case, mod questionnaire and mod database, in one overview. And since there are in separated courses, there's no way in core Moodle we could do that. We used configurable reports, created an SQL query that show all the results, but it doesn't really look attractive. You get this table, you have to search through it, it doesn't fit on all screen. So we're going to make a visual attractive report where you can easily find your student, see your student and click on it, and see what the student has filled in. Now, for the voucher it produces, we didn't brand it. So you just get a plain A4. We're going to brand that as well, so everything is in this nice branding of House of European History. And there are 2 more new courses coming. So, Nicola?
Yes, so we have 2 new courses planned to launch in spring 2026. The first is around media literacy, so disinformation, fake news, and the design here, again, is quite challenging, but exciting. It's going to be a retro arcade game. And the second course is on what is racism, so really focusing on decolonization and colonialism. And we're looking at using a learning map for this one so that you can explore that way. So, yeah, exciting news coming.
So, yeah, we're at the end of the thing we wanted to tell you, so I think it's time for questions.
I just wanted to add two things, actually. The first, as I say, it's a free, open resource. So if you want to check it out and have a look yourself, feel free to visit the platform and create a voucher and have an explore. And the second thing, you're probably curious about how successful we've been since our launch in May. I'm happy and pleased to say that our content has been viewed in all 24 languages, and I think we're just under 5,000 vouchers created. So considering we just had that summer vacation period, we're pretty happy with the results so far.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Is there any questions before we wrap up? Oh, there's one at the, I'll run up.
With the voucher codes, can students log back in, and how do you, essentially, do they set a password? Do you use the normal Moodle infrastructure for user accounts, or have you done something completely separate to that?
I'm sorry, didn't understand fully. Can you repeat it?
So with the voucher codes, when a student has signed up, do they use the normal Moodle infrastructure as sort of user accounts, but you just take, because you essentially have to have 4 fields, first name, last name, email address, and password, and username. But does the voucher codes use that system, or is it completely separate? So can students log back in, or is it all session-based?
Yeah. The voucher creates an account with a fake name, so all the email address, last name, and password is all fake, so you can reuse your voucher code, log in, and keep track of your progress. The only thing is you need to keep your voucher code.
Any other last questions?
So we've seen that it wasn't multilingual, and you mentioned that it was an issue that required a lot of cut and paste. There's something to have to do with inline for the multilingual plugin. So can you expand on this? And also, what kind of other issues do you have when working in the context of multilingual?
Just a moment.
It was just right there. We saw some inline tags.
Yeah.
Just want to repeat what the question was.
You asked what issues we had with MLang and how we did it. So
You mentioned something that you were going 24 times with all the languages, but we didn't quite understand that.
And also expand on, any other issue you have with multilinguality.
So let me start with how we did it, and I think you can address the issues. So this page is in 24 languages. So it's one page and use the MLang filter to show the proper language. If you change the language here from English to Dutch, for example, the page will be in Dutch. Now all the courses, so all the 9 profiles, we created a new course for each language. So actually, if you switch here to Dutch, the login page links to another course, and then the one from the other languages.
So,
Yeah, we have one course per language.
exactly. And the challenge then, obviously, was then, adapting all the language to each course, which was very time-consuming. Exactly.
Any of the management that you have to do with one course, you have to replicate it into other courses.
Yes, and also the fact that we had images and videos, so we needed to add separate videos with the language or subtitles, and also any images with text on, we had to change it to the correct language. Yeah, so it was very time-consuming.
We have time for one last question.
I don't actually have a question. I just want to say I'm a teacher really from Germany, and I'm very impressed, and I love what you do, and I'm excited going home next week and show all my colleagues your course.
Right.
Yeah. you. I want to add 2 more things. The URL is historical.europe.eu. Now, I had this great idea. I will bring printed out vouchers with me, but I left it at the apartment. So that's for the after party at the apartment. And if you're in Brussels, the museum is free. It's really nice. If you're there, please visit it.
Thank you so much.